Assalamu alaikum students, I am your science teacher and we are studying chapter number 5 chemical reactions. Firstly have a look at quote of the day, which is once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones you'll start having positive results, which means that when you start thinking positively in your life you will achieve your goals in life. So our main topic is law of conservation of mass. Previously we have discussed about balancing the chemical equations. So we have seen that while balancing the chemical equations during a chemical reaction, no loss and gain of matter takes place. It just changes its physical states. This gives the basis for law of conservation of mass. So during a chemical reaction, just there is a change in physical states, no loss and gain of matter takes place. This law was given by French chemist Antony Lavoisier. He proved that in a chemical reaction, every atom that appears on the reactant side of equation is also present in the product side. Its attachment or arrangement with other atoms may change. So arrangement of atoms or physical state of atoms may change, but no amount of matter is gained or lost during a chemical reaction. The total mass of the reactants is equal to total mass of the products. Now let us see in this chemical reaction, carbon, which is a solid, combines with oxygen, which is a gas, and gives carbon dioxide, which is a gas. So the physical states of the reactants and products and their arrangement of the reactants of the products is different, but the total amount or mass of reactants and products is the same. So this gives the statement of law of conservation of mass, which is matter is not created nor destroyed, however it changes its state. Just there is a change in physical state of the reactant or the product, but total amount of matter remains the same in a chemical reaction. And this law is very necessary to study the chemical reactions. And if scientists know the quantities and identities of the reactants for a particular reaction, they can predict the amount of products that will be made. While performing a chemical reaction, if the scientists know the amount and identification of the reactant or the compound, they can predict that what amount of product will be formed in the chemical reaction. So let us have a look at the general terms, which are conservation. That means nothing changes, everything stays the same. The amount of matter stays the same. And mass, something that contains atoms. As we are studying about the chemical reaction that contains atoms. So the mass of the reactants and products is conserved. It is not changed, it remains the same. Now it is clear from law of conservation of mass that during chemical reaction, physical states of products may be different from that of reactants. It is possible that reactants may be in the solid, liquid or gaseous state, while the products they may be in the liquid or gaseous state. So the physical state of the reactant and the product may be different. Now recall the equation for water formation. Here hydrogen and oxygen are gases, while water, which is product, is in liquid state. Now look at this equation. Hydrogen and oxygen, they combine with each other. Both are gases. H2 and O2, both are gases. These are reactants. They combine with each other and form H2O, which is a liquid, and product. So the physical state of reactants and products is different, but the mass of reactants and products is same. Now there is an activity, students, which will prove the law of conservation of mass. Our aim is to compare mass of products of a chemical reaction with mass of its reactants. The materials which we require are 250 ml conical flask, Alka-Seltzer tablet, it is a painkiller tablet, balloon, matches, weighing balance, 100 ml measuring cylinder. Now what is the procedure? Place the conical flask on balance and pour in 100 ml of water. Place 2 tablets of Alka-Seltzer alongside the conical flask. Do not put the tablets in the water but on the side of the flask and record total mass. Now remove the flask and tablets from balance and drop the tablet into the water. Now mix the tablet inside the water. When the tablet has mixed and when the reaction is complete, weigh the flask again and record the mass. Now 2 times mass is measured, first before mixing the tablet and second after mixing the tablet. Now rinse out the flask thoroughly and again add 100 ml of water. Wash out the flask and again add 100 ml of water. Now stretch the neck of the balloon over conical flask. Cover the conical flask with the balloon and record mass. Again record the mass of the flask along with tablets. Now lift up the top of the balloon and add the tablet into the water in the conical flask. Now place the conical flask and balloon onto the balance and record total mass. When the tablet has mixed inside, the reaction has occurred. Now weigh the mass of the flask. After recording the mass, remove the balloon. Now remove the balloon, light a match and test the gas in conical flask. The matchstick will lit off at once because carbon dioxide is produced inside the flask. When you dissolve this tablet in water, bubbles are produced because carbon dioxide is produced inside the flask. And when you remove the balloon, carbon dioxide escapes out. So, we infer from this activity that the mass of the reactants is equal to mass of the products, no matter if the physical state has changed. When the tablet was in the undissolved form before the reaction, its mass was equal to when the tablet was in the dissolved form after the reaction, after we had dissolved it in the water. So its mass has remained same before and after the reaction, and this proves the law of conservation of mass. Okay students, so this was all about law of conservation of mass, and we have a video in which we will see that in an activity how the mass is conserved. Watch this video carefully.
The law of conservation of mass. We require measuring cylinders, barium chloride solution, sodium sulfate solution, conical flask, cork, 10 ml test tube, and an electronic balance. Measure 5 ml of sodium sulfate solution in a measuring cylinder. Pour it into a conical flask. Measure 5 ml of barium chloride solution in another measuring cylinder. Pour it into a 10 ml test tube. Tie the test tube using a thread and hang the test tube in a conical flask carefully so that the solutions do not mix with each other. Cork the conical flask so that the thread holding the test tube is firmly held in place. Take the conical flask and carefully weigh the flask on an electronic balance with all the contents, ensuring that the solutions do not mix, and note the reading. Take the flask from the balance, tilt it and swirl the flask so that barium chloride solution in the test tube spills and mixes with sodium sulfate solution in the flask and forms a white colored precipitate of barium sulfate BaSO4 and an aqueous solution of sodium chloride NaCl. Wait for 10 minutes to complete the reaction. The precipitate of barium sulfate settles down to the bottom of the flask. Weigh the contents of the flask again and note down the reading. It will be observed that the total mass of the reactants is equal to the total mass of the products. Hence, the law of conservation of mass is verified.
So now students, I hope so from this video it has been clear to you that how mass remains conserved in a chemical reaction. Learn this law carefully. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.